Good afternoon, everybody. Anthony Aniano here from RotoBaller Radio and rotoballer.com with your fantasy baseball waiver wire for the week beginning Monday, May 13th. Full disclosure, everybody, recording this Thursday, May 9th, so obviously over the course of the next couple of days, some stats can change, percentages can change, so forth and so on. As always, using Yahoo roster percentages as our talking point, trying to keep the waiver wire to players listed at 50% or less rostered. Kind of eliminates Paul Skeens from our conversation today. I'd love to talk about him. But at the time of his call-up and his first start this upcoming Saturday, he was already 75% rostered. If he is somehow available in your format, obviously he is the number one waiver ad of the week. Problem is, in most leagues, he's already rostered. So let's get into some hitters who are available in more than 50% of leagues. And it starts in Cleveland and the recently promoted Kyle Manzanato. He's been DHing since his promotion, coming into Thursday's action, 1 hit and 8 at-bats, a 125 batting average. However, in AAA this season, in 29 games, he was outstanding, and he is the Cleveland Guardians' number 5 overall prospect. He's 25% rostered in Yahoo formats, makes him 75% available. Down in AAA, he was hitting .303 with a .375 on-base percentage. 9 home runs in 29 games, 20 RBIs in those 29 games as well. Didn't strike out a lot, about 17% of the time. In the short time since his promotion to Cleveland, he's been hitting 7th or 8th in that lineup and primarily DHing for the Guardians. He is my number 1 offensive ad of the week. Also available, Tampa Bay Rays outfielder Johnny DeLuca, one of the key pieces in the Rays offseason trade with the Dodgers for Tyler Glasnow. He's 20% rostered, making him 80% available. On the season, he's hitting .350 with a .435 on-base percentage. He's been playing now at the Major League level for about 2 weeks. He was slowed by injuries earlier in the season. A home run, 10 RBIs over the last 2 weeks with 3 runs scored and 2 stolen bases. Doesn't strike out a lot, or less than 9% of the time in this short cup of coffee for Tampa Bay at the Major League level. And remember, like we said, one of the key pieces in that Glasnow trade makes him a legitimate prospect. Last season in 2023, at 3 levels for the Dodgers system, he did hit 19 home runs and steal 13 bases. So there's a speed aspect there, there's a power aspect there, and right now the on-base percentage is through the roof. If you're looking for more of a veteran type of ad in the outfield, take a look at Max Kepler of the Minnesota Twins. He's been around. He had, 36 home runs back in, I believe it was, 2019. It's been a couple of years, but he's shown that type of power. Max Kepler in 2023, last season, hit .260 with 24 home runs. Play with that type of power, only being 37% rostered, is a little bit surprising to me. He's available in about 63% of Yahoo leagues. Over the last 14 days, Max Kepler's hitting .410, 2 homers, 7 RBIs, 7 runs scored. Can't ignore .410. Can't ignore the power profile. On the season now, Max Kepler is hitting .319 with those 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 9 runs scored. He is the cleanup hitter. He's batting 4th for the Minnesota Twins. 4th hitters shouldn't be on the waiver wire. 4th hitters should be on rosters. If you need a 4th or 5th outfielder who's hot right now and has power upside, Max Kepler is available. If you need infield help, take a look at Josh Smith of the Texas Rangers. He's been filling in for Josh Young at third base, and he gives you the versatility that we love. He's shortstop, third base, outfield eligible. That eligibility also makes him middle and corner infield. He's 46% rostered, available in 54% of Yahoo formats. On the season, he's hitting .295. Over the last 14 days, he's hitting .318. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and 10 runs scored, 6 RBIs, and a stolen base over the last 10. On the season, with that .295 batting average, comes an outstanding .402 on-base percentage. OBP leagues, he's a must roster and must utilize. 2 homers. He's got 17 RBIs on the season and 21 runs scored in that Texas offense. He strikes out about 20.5% of the time. He's batting 6th for Texas. We know that Texas offense is good. You got to pay attention to somebody who's in the middle of that lineup. And again, shortstop, third base, outfield, middle, corner, eligible and available in 54% of leagues. Now, I wanted to add another play here. If you missed Paul Skeens, if you're looking for the next guy who might be getting the call up Pay attention in Tampa to Junior Caminero. He is the number 11 overall prospect in all of baseball. He is the number 2 ranked overall prospect behind Curtis Mead for the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, shortstop, third base eligibility depending on your format for Caminero, and he is only 20 years old. I get that. He's no guarantee to get called up. I have him in a Yahoo format where I have a minor league spot available. I drafted him, see if he gets the call. The reason I wanted to mention him is he's only 43% rostered. He's available in 57% of leagues. If you have a large enough roster that there's room for a minor leaguer in hopes he gets called up, in hopes that he's next of the elite level prospects who gets the call, Caminero is tearing up minor league pitching. He's hitting .303 with a .369 on base percentage at the AAA level. He's got on the season down there 6 home runs, 16 RBIs, 13 runs scored, and only striking out 19% of the time. If he gets the call from the Rays, he'll play every day. He's an elite hitting prospect. Like we said, the number 11 prospect in all of baseball. So if you're looking for the next guy up on the offensive end, Junior Caminero may be the one you want if you have room at the end of the roster. Now, let's pivot over to the pitching side of the game. My number 1 pitcher ad of the week, New York Met rookie Christian Scott. 37% rostered. His debut was fantastic. Rocky in the first inning. First couple of guys got on, and then he settled down. He went 6 2/3 innings with 6 strikeouts. Finished the game with his ERA down at 1.35, his whip at .90. No win, obviously, in that start. At the AAA level, Christian Scott had 36 strikeouts in 25 1/3 innings. It's 12.8 Ks per 9. Pitched to an ERA just over 3, but a whip of 0.71. It's elite level stuff that Christian has. He's not Paul Skeens. I'm not going to say that, but he's got strikeout ability, okay? And he's already, as you saw, he went 6 2/3 in his debut. He'll go deeper than Paul Skeens will, most likely, as Pittsburgh protects Paul Skeens throughout the season. Now, the problem with Christian Scott, his next couple of starts are shaky. He starts Saturday, May 11th against the Atlanta Braves, and then Thursday, May 16th against the Philadelphia Phillies. Christian Scott may very well be a player that you add, but yet you keep on your bench and you watch him get through those 2 matchups before you go forward with getting him in your lineup. He's 37% rostered, makes him 63% available in Yahoo leagues. Next pitcher I wanted to mention, Reese Olson of the Detroit Tigers. 24% rostered, makes him 76% available. On the season now, 35 strikeouts in 39 1/3 innings. 17 Ks in his last 18 innings. Okay, that's about 8 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's got a 2.52 ERA on the season with a 1.12 whip. Yet in those 39 1/3 innings, still hasn't picked up a win on the year for the Detroit Tigers, but he has been terrifically consistent, better of late over the last 14 days. Like I mentioned, 18 innings, that's 3 starts with an ERA of 1 and a whip of 0.72. His next start is fantastic. Tuesday, May 14th against the Miami Marlins. A terrific ad. Get him right in your lineup against the Marlins. Like I said, 76% available on Yahoo. Next up, veteran, former phenom of the San Diego Padres. He had a lot of buzz when he came up. But Chris Paddock, coming off of an injury-lost season last year, has been hot of late for the Minnesota Twins. 15% rostered, 85% available. On the season, Chris Paddock has 37 strikeouts in 37 1/3 innings, essentially a strikeout per inning. Over the last 14 days, 3 starts, 16 1/3 innings, 18 Ks, almost 10 Ks per 9. You're seeing that uptick in strikeouts as he gets back into a routine after missing last season. On the season, the ERA sits at 4.34. We shrink that down over the last 14 days. Over those last 16 1/3 innings, that ERA is at 2.76. Whip a little high, 1.50. Watch the walk rate, but it has come down over the last 14 to 1.29. The one category Chris Paddock has really given you this year is W's. He's got a win in each of his last 3 starts over the last 2 weeks. He's got 4 wins on the season. In a game right now where starting pitchers get less and less wins are falling to middle relievers because starters are only going 5 innings. Chris Paddock is accumulating wins for you if he's already on your roster and can continue to do so as Minnesota plays good baseball. His next start, Tuesday, May 14th against the New York Yankees, and he's a 2-start week next week. He goes Tuesday or the 14th against the Yankees, and then Sunday, May 19th at the Cleveland Guardians. And finally, my one reliever to be mindful of, take a look in Philadelphia, where the Jose Alvarado, Greg Soto, and Jeff Hoffman committee continues to show that Jeff Hoffman pitches the best of the bunch. Yet Jeff Hoffman is rostered in 22% of leagues. He's available in 78% of Yahoo formats. Over his last 6 innings, over the last 14 days, 13 strikeouts in those 6 innings, 19.5 Ks per 9. He has not given up an earned run over those last 6 innings, and he has picked up 1 save over those 6 innings. On the season, he's up to 2 saves. He's up to 24 strikeouts in 16 innings pitched, 13.5 Ks per 9. WHIP is more than ERA is at 1.13 on the season, and the WHIP a minuscule 0.94. Jeff Hoffman is a middle reliever who can pick up a few saves. Let's call it 10 to 12, but hopefully by the end of the season, unless he inherits the entire role of closer, it could be more than that. He's keeping ratios down, giving you a ton of strikeouts. Jeff Hoffman should be rostered in more than 78% of leagues. So to recap, my free agent ads for the week beginning Monday, May 13th, on the hitters side of the game, Kyle Manzanardo, Cleveland Guardians, Johnny DeLuca, Tampa Bay Rays, Max Kepler, Minnesota Twins, Josh Smith, Texas Rangers, minor leaguer Junior Caminero of the Tampa Bay Rays. Pitchers, Christian Scott, New York Mets, Reese Olson of the Detroit Tigers, Chris Paddock of the Minnesota Twins, and relief pitcher Jeff Hoffman of the Philadelphia Phillies. Folks, don't forget, head over to rotoballer.com, sign up for any of our premium passes, use the promo code ACES, and save at checkout. Download the RotoBaller app. It's free. All the content from the website right there in the palm of your hand, including DFS and season-long formats. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel, and give me a follow on Twitter at @Aniano Fantasy. As always, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on RotoBaller Radio.